Hello, and welcome to our interview. I'm your host, Katie Bavoso from the Channel Company. Your customers have different goals, workloads, and IT budgets they're hoping you can work around to meet their needs and help them stay competitive. And if the events of the last 2 years taught businesses anything, it's that they need to be able to scale their operations up or down without needing to completely overhaul their IT infrastructure each time. HPE GreenLake offers performance capabilities that grow with your customers. For more on this, I'm joined by Joe Gillis, Business Development Director at New Era Technology, an HPE partner, and Brian Falvey, Vice President, HPE GreenLake Cloud Services. Welcome, gentlemen. So good to see you. Let's jump right into it. And Joe, we're going to start with you. What are your customers looking for from you when it comes to optimizing their workloads and managing their data? And what challenges do you often run into?
Thanks, Katie. We are seeing our customers look for guidance in removing their data silos. They also want to remove the care and feeding associated with those silos and all that infrastructure. We see the challenge is shifting from those data silos to management silos and getting a single pane of glass instead of having multiple management tools. In collapsing these management silos, we hope to reduce the complexity of the management and give them greater agility as they go to market.
Joe, New Era Technology has found a lot of success offering HPE GreenLake. What do your customers like about GreenLake, and what have you accomplished with it in the past year?
We've noticed that our customers are able to allow for greater scale and growth as their needs evolve. And they've been able to focus on their businesses and allow their IT organizations to shift on demand. They've been able to reduce their platforms, which allow for significant management and cost savings. One specific customer is J.J. Keller. They're a transportation and workplace safety organization. They try to increase safety and reduce risk for their customers. They're expanding rapidly across North America. We actually implemented the GreenLake infrastructure prior to the pandemic. Right after the pandemic, they made a significant acquisition that allowed them to consume the workloads from that acquisition more quickly than if they were to go to some type of public cloud or try and take on their infrastructure.
A success story indeed, very much so. Thank you, Joe. Brian, let's move on to you. What makes GreenLake such a scalable and easily consumable cloud model for end user customers?
It really is delivered as a service where you acquire the infrastructure you need today, and then we work with you. It becomes a relationship, not a transaction, where we partner with our customer to monitor and maintain their infrastructure, make sure everything's working, work with them strategically. Many partners come and will do their not just their IT planning, but their business planning with us. What's key is that as usage occurs, as we go through that planning and then usage begins, if they need more infrastructure or some kind of growth, we're at the ready to bring it in, and we actually have the tools and insights to kind of predict what those needs will be. And so we can keep customers completely agile while also kind of eliminating any unnecessary cost expenditures or big CapEx outlays, because you're paying for it monthly and you're only paying for what you use and what's deployed month over month.
Joe, back to you. How does GreenLake scalability help you win more opportunities with customers and help them break barriers for their businesses?
So it's consumed as a service, so it allows them, as Brian said, to preserve capital. Because of the way that GreenLake is prioritized within the supply chain, all the things that we're seeing in the pandemic world right now with the supply chain challenges don't exist as much within the GreenLake infrastructure. So not only have we seen success onboarding customers with GreenLake, but consuming additional workloads. We've seen much more visibility into the actual usage, and that will give them a greater understanding of what the costs are when going to GreenLake. And from all of that, we see really the ability to accelerate their business, their processes, and allow them to innovate more.
Brian, back over to you. You touched on this earlier, but what flexibility does GreenLake offer both your partners and their customers? And why is this such an important differentiator for HPE?
The differentiator piece is really around the workload-based approach and the IP and software tools that are now part of the GreenLake offering. So you can actually look at your utilization of what's going on-prem in your private cloud and also off-prem in public clouds, plural. And we do a lot also with co-location vendors as well. And so we can actually deliver GreenLake to you in a co-location facility. And so all of that flexibility has become part of the overall differentiation about what we're doing and why we're so far ahead of others who are just figuring out how to kind of monetize hardware and things like that.
Brian, last question goes to you in this interview today. How do you help your partners go to market with GreenLake?
The other really important thing that we're doing is kind of scaling back, if you will, the content or the scope of HPE's involvement in a GreenLake deal when it is partner led. And the reason we do that is that very often, partners' margin and so forth comes from those services that are close to the customer, and that's really their role in this whole process. And so we want them to maintain that relationship. And indeed, with GreenLake, the partner remains the front end, the key last stop relationship throughout the life cycle of that engagement. The partner is at the front, and so enabling them to deliver the services that are best for their business to make them successful on the front end is a key part of the kind of symbiotic nature of GreenLake with our partners. New Era has been absolutely a star, leading with GreenLake through our deals that are in play right now that are significant transformational deals that New Era is leading for us, and we just can't value that enough.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. We look forward to seeing what the two of you bring to the channel together in the future. Before we go, if you at home would like to learn more, visit the web address on your screen. I'm Katie Bavoso. Thanks for watching.